One of us has a drinking problem.
One of us has a drinking problem. And the other one is me.
I almost spit out my wine.
Nobody needs to know.
It's so fake. We're actually both AI. Used to look like this. My teeth are crooked on purpose.
Exactly.
Romantically. Oh, wink, wink.
And we're back.
Action.
Thank you for listening to Anxiety Twins. My name is Lee H. Tillman.
I'm Andrea Menchaca.
And please, if you got this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yeah, already.
Congrats.
Already. Like the first 2 seconds, please like and subscribe if you're listening. This is a podcast where we talk about a lot of different things. Today, we're probably mostly going to talk about movies. Mm-hmm. But we are 2 stand-up comedians, in case you don't know.
One of us has a drinking problem.
One of us has a drinking problem. And the other one is me.
I almost spit out my wine. Spit take.
So we watched 2 movies yesterday, back to back.
Double feature is what I believe it's called in the business.
I left work early to go see this movie.
Well, that's not something you need to advertise.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they knew that you left, right? You didn't just like...
Well, I mean, what, do you think my boss is going to contact me after listening to this?
Be like, hey, I was enjoying your podcast, just like every other week, like I do. Little question, and I know I'm off base here. This is your personal time. Did you just leave in the middle of it?
Allegedly.
Just catch a matinee? Is that what I heard?
This is all entertainment.
Yeah.
This is all entertainment. This is all fake. Nobody needs to know.
It's all fake. We're actually both AI.
This is an AI podcast.
Yeah.
Thank you for listening to our
I choose to look like this. It's not like my teeth are crooked on purpose.
Exactly.
It's cute. This was actually a movie that I wanted to see, which never happens. It's always you making me watch movies.
Making you?
Yeah.
Watch excellent movies?
It takes some convincing, and then eventually I'm like, I guess I enjoy that. I mean, it ain't no Gilmore Girls. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you that right now.
Well, nothing is.
Nothing is.
Yeah.
Moment of silence.
We also watched Bad Santa.
We also watched Bad Santa.
Why did you watch Bad Santa?
Because the internet told me that Lauren Graham was in it. And the poster doesn't usually have a picture of her. But I saw, like, how there's like alternative posters? One of them, she's in it. And I was like, oh, look at her.
So we watched Bad Santa.
And we actually never looked it up, like, was she already in the Gilmore Girls? Because that's a shit role.
It's
It's
like 2003. When did Gilmore Girls start?
I don't know. I guess I could look it up. I mean, it's a really bad part.
Yeah, anyone could have played that part in the movie. But I don't know. She did fine.
It's the exact same era. They started shooting in 2000.
Okay. Well, yeah, she was already was it like a
That's wild.
Was Gilmore Girls like a popular from day one, or is it like a
No, that's true. It took a minute. Okay. And it was so poor that they barely had like there's all these videos on the internet of being like matching the outfits of the people in Friends. They would share the outfits because it was the same lot. The like Rory and Lorelai would wear the same sweaters because they were so poor they could barely afford more clothes. Although the set was very expensive. But anyway. Well, I guess she was like, I'll try anything. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, it's a popular movie. It
has a second one.
Yeah, it has a second one.
When Lauren Graham's no longer in that, which is why I'm not watching it.
Oh, okay. That's why.
And not because it looks like shit.
I've seen it before. I remember being like, yeah, this is all right. Fine. But it kind of started out the bad trend in movies. I don't know if it's the same writer, director, whatever, but like
Bad Teacher, Bad Moms.
Bad Grandpa.
Oh, really? I don't think I've seen that.
Bad Grandpa with Robert De Niro. So it started off all the bad movies. More ways than one.
The word bad in them.
Yeah. But what we went to saw was it was Eternity. That's the name. So we went to see Eternity.
Well, and also the reason why you had to leave work early and we went to a matinee is because they didn't have it at any other time, which was a red flag. But it was like it's only playing at 3 or 10 p.m. I was like, and I was in bed. I was in bed by 10, so
yeah. That makes sense.
That would not have worked. But I saw the trailer for that movie like months ago. And I don't usually wait. I'm like not usually like expecting movies to come out or like waiting for them to come out. And then like I'm not like a fan like that. So for me to have seen a trailer and then wanted to still wanted to see it months later, I was like, oh, we're going to. We'll figure it out. You're leaving work.
Yeah, and we did it. What was I wanted to say? Oh, what about the trailer? Like, it was just the story, just the idea?
I think I really like the afterlife, the things that people come up with, like what they think afterlife, even though the notion, their reality of the afterlife,
The good place.
I'm sorry, but it was the bad place.
Spoilers, in case no one has seen.
Sorry.
No one's seen that.
That's my favorite episode, when there's like over and over. Do you remember that? She's like, oh, this is the bad place, like over and over. They're like what they come up with in the bad place for what in the good place for what like the afterlife looks like. It's pretty interesting. So I don't know. I think I just like, I mean, what other movie can you think of or like show that has the afterlife?
I mean, there's a history of like movies that have done that, but not really, not TV show. I can't think of any TV shows to have like the afterlife.
But not
off the top of my head, but
you don't get like immersed in the afterlife. There's like someone dies and like maybe like what's the one with the pottery? Is that Ghost?
Yeah, Ghost.
We are in the regular realm or whatever you call it.
There are movies where people go to heaven
and there's a ghost. Yeah, and you can kind of see heaven, but you don't live in heaven. Like I think it takes a lot more imagination to come up with what the afterlife looks like when you are there and everything. And I don't think this movie did it perfectly, but it was interesting to see like what they thought. It's
always interesting to see like what people come up with.
And like the logistics of it, like the fact that people still have jobs and there's like a key for the room, like very like material things that have to be figured out. And like somebody has to serve the alcohol, like all that stuff. It doesn't just like pop up.
They did that type of movie like late 70s, early 80s, like when they had like idea, like Heaven Can Wait is a movie like that.
Now I have to.
Movies where a person dies and they see what the afterlife is like, and they see what heaven is like. But it's probably, I don't think it's like been a movie where you just stay in heaven or hell or the afterlife, whatever it is,
because that requires so much more
but there's a handful of movies
imagination of like coming up with all of the things.
All right, so
there's like 7 days, like all these rules. It's interesting to see
7 days to figure out
what eternity you want to go. And then like some of the eternities were really lazy, like book. There was like book eternity or something. Museum world.
What was books? Was just you read books? It was just for library?
Because they had to come up with so many. I can imagine that it became difficult after a while. But at one point, she just passes a pamphlet or something for one that's called like book eternity, and that's it.
Well, let's back up. For anyone that hasn't seen the movie. The idea.
Well, if you haven't seen it, then skip to later, because that's.
I mean, we don't have to spoil it. I mean,
I already did. I think.
What the person? Well, I think everyone.
You're gonna have to put a spoiler.
I think everyone knows that you die, and like if you've seen the trailer, you know that
they die.
They die, and she has to choose between her first husband that she got married to when she was a lot younger, probably like in her 20s, and then her second husband, who was married to for 30, 60, 60, 65 years,
64 like years, because they do the math that like she was married to this guy for 64 years. The other guy waited for 67 years or something. So like the gap in between those two is when she was mourning the guy. Yeah.
So basically these people, this woman dies and she has to choose between her two husbands in the afterlife. And she has 7 days. What happens is you go to this afterlife and you have to choose what eternity. So you're basically like in like a purgatory for 7 days. And then you have to choose where you go for eternity. And there's different types of eternities. Like there's a beach, there's the mountains, there's book world.
Museum world sucks.
Yeah. So they have like pamphlets for each one and you have to choose which one you want to go to. And wherever you go, you have to go there and you can never leave.
You can't change your mind.
Yeah. So she has to choose who she wants to spend eternity with, basically. So,
were you surprised by the ending?
I was disappointed by the ending. I wasn't surprised. I was kind of like, I could have written a better ending than that. Like, I had an idea of what I wanted. I mean, if we want to spoil that ending, then I can.
We're spoiling the whole thing. Like,
okay, well, let's before I get to how I want to change the ending, like, what do you think of the movie?
I liked it. I mean, I knew that she was gonna die. I mean, they were both gonna die.
I mean, yeah.
And still, the first 10 minutes is like interesting enough. You're not just like die already. Like, I don't know. I really like the choices for comedic relief. Like both of the coordinators.
Yeah.
The afterlife coordinators.
ACs, yeah. Afterlife coordinators.
Afterlife coordinators were really funny. I feel like that was a good like balance because it's not like scary serious, but if there wasn't that, then it would just be like pretty like just intense high stakes all the time. I was confused by the whole like she got a special permit. I thought it was going to be permanent. I thought it was going to be like she can just visit both of them all the time or something.
Yeah. So overall, you thought it was okay?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought that. Ask me how I thought about it.
How you thought about the movie, Lee?
Sorry.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Before I even talk about the actual movie, I just like when I saw that it was co-produced or one of the producers of the movies was Apple. How the movie looked made more sense to me. There's this thing that a lot of people are complaining about, like movies don't look as good as they used to. And it's mostly because we do this thing which is done a lot on podcasts, where you have the person up front, they're standing up front, lights are on them perfectly, they're perfectly in focus, and everything behind them is out of focus, which is not how you see things in the real world. Movies used to be, you saw everything, and you saw everything clear, like clear, like depth of field. And this movie looks a lot like a lot of the movies that people are complaining about, the fact that the person in the foreground is the only person you can see. There's literally times in the movie where there's someone standing in the back and it's like they're a person that they're talking to. And maybe that's kind of the point that they're trying to make, but the person that they're talking to is out of focus as they're standing in the back. So just the look of it made me feel like, oh, this was made to be watched on a phone or something.
It was made for TV.
Yeah, it was made for you to watch at home, and seeing it on a big screen won't enhance it at all, which used to be the exact opposite. Stuff used to be made for a big screen, and then you go at home and they'd have to like change it to make sure. But this felt like it was made for the opposite. In a few weeks, this will probably be on Apple TV or something like that. So just first of all, the look of it, and also like the color. I know that the purgatory or the middle place where they were going is supposed to be kind of drab, but it just felt like they could have, even when they were doing like flashbacks, the colors never changed. Like it was always like very drab and, very muted colors. So I just didn't like the look of the movie. When we first started it, I couldn't tell if this was like the actual movie was starting or if this was just another commercial, because we had just watched like trailers and then there was like a regular commercial for, I forget what it was, but it wasn't like a movie commercial. It was like a regular commercial that you would see on TV. And then it went straight into the movie. And I was like, oh, I can't tell because this looks like it was like a soap opera or something. So I didn't like how the movie was shot from the beginning. So that kind of took me out of it. But then there's just so many ideas that I don't really think were very fleshed out. Like the afterworld doesn't make sense to me because there's all these people that are trying to get you to go to their eternity. So you go to this room. It's kind of like being on a convention floor. You're going out and everybody's like, hey, come to this place and, come to, Vegas, world or whatever. You'll be able to, gamble, or there's capitalist world. You can, be whatever. If you're a capitalist, you can do that. And they're doing all this, but why? Like, why? Like, what do they
They explain a little bit why there's a bartender, why there's ACs, and that makes sense. But yeah, why are
these people?
Why would you have a shittier job?
Yeah.
So you can just live in the...
Yeah, I guess because you can choose to go to this eternity or you can just stay there and work, which is like, man, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
Work for eternity.
I know.
I have to choose.
I don't remember what was this thing I was reading about. It's so hard for people to imagine a world where capitalism is not a thing. That even stuff like this, like it's the afterlife. People do not need to be working. Like this is not logical. Think about like what life would be like if people didn't have to work, and they're like, can't. Like,
Yeah.
I went there and I couldn't figure it out.
I mean, that's what happened during COVID. People didn't know what to do. They're like, I can't go to work. Could afford to not work. They were worried. But like, there was no real stake. Like, why are they doing this? And also, the flaw of the movie is that eternity anywhere is hell. Like, like what makes life special is that it ends. Yeah. So if you're going somewhere that's eternal, no matter where you're going, that's hell.
Well, and also that the eternities, like I said, like some of them were pretty lazy. So it was like, is an eternity a place? Like they end up in their suburbs or whatever. Like that's a place. And a place has activities such as reading or going to the museum. You can't have a place which is also just a museum. Like you have to pick a place, not a thing to do. So like, because they were running out of options, I guess. And there's like thousands of places in the real world. I'm sure there's thousands of places that you could imagine as well on top of that. But they really went with like the easy way out with some of them, where it was just like candy cane world. Like everything's a candy cane.
They didn't really build the world out as much as they could have. And
I also thought it was an interesting choice to when they go in the tunnels and they see the memories, the way that they're shot.
Yeah, so every time whatever eternity you go to, there are these tunnels where you can see your past life. And you can either see your own life or you can see the life of you and the person that you're with. And they would go through, and it's kind of like a carnival ride or something. You go through and you look in the mirror and it would be you. I mean, I thought that actors that looked like that person, but it was actually like them. You know, you're kind of like looking in the mirror, looking at your past.
There's your own memories.
Yeah.
But it's not a shot of them having a moment. It's like a caricature set. And it feels, and they're not even like a real car, they're like a cardboard cut out of a car. And I feel like the reason for that was mainly budget. Like, how many scenes can you shoot? And like, are they going to look shitty, or should we just make it look like cartoonish? So it's like, okay, that is so bad.
It definitely felt like they were on a budget.
Yeah.
It felt like they were trying to do this really big
which is wild because Apple has money. Although I guess Apple has money for music. But they'll use any song.
But they're TV shows. Apple TV shows.
They seem to have
amazing.
Money. Yeah.
Apple, like, watch any Apple TV, no matter how good or bad the show is, it always looks amazing.
Yeah.
So I'm sure like a movie definitely would cost more. I'm sure it's not the exact same thing, but still, when they make TV shows, they look great. Yeah, I just didn't feel like that. It felt like it was a good thought experiment, but not really a movie.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like it was like, oh, it's an interesting idea. Maybe a good short story, a short film or something, but they didn't really flesh it out enough for me to
or it was going to take years.
Yeah. Overall.
Also, like her character, I don't remember the main character's name, but the lady, at times it does feel like she's a 60-something-year-old woman in a young woman's body, but other times I feel like she forgets to act like an old woman, and she's acting like the age of that she is, the actress.
Also, when you die, you come, when you're in whatever the purgatory, whatever, you are the age, whatever you were the happiest. So if you died an old person, you'd be like if you were happy when you were 20, you'd be a 20-year-old.
Right. And that's why the lady says that there's a lot of 10-year-olds, because some people were happiest when they were 10, which seems wild. But for they're just lucky that all three of them happen to be happiest at age-appropriate times, so that they wouldn't look like
that would have been weird.
A 10-year-old was dating this like 20-something-year-old man. That would have been, I feel like, a much more interesting movie if like she comes back and has two husbands, but she's 12. She looks 12. And everybody's like, you take her, actually. you should keep her.
And this one guy, he died. He had to be like early 20s, and he waited 65 years for her to get there in the hopes that he would see her. Like there have to be like millions and billions of people that are like die or there all the time. The idea that you would just run across her is insane.
Yeah, the logistics of how you would accidentally run across somebody. They kind of imply that his afterlife coordinator has also gotten her case so that when she shows up, he can reunite them, because she says at one point, like, I've been waiting for this woman for 60. The afterlife coordinator says, I've been waiting for her. And you're like, okay, that seems weird for you to be specifically waiting for one client, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that it's because he was both of their afterlife coordinator.
Yeah. The afterlife coordinators don't really have a whole lot of
power.
Yeah, power too. But also, like, there's no real reason for them to be doing what they're doing. They just have a job. And, you know, they're trying to unite these people, but why? Just because they thought it would be a cool story? Like, it's not like they don't get to move up. They don't get a promotion if they do this.
They don't get any kind of perks. I thought when the afterlife coordinators got together, which was insane because one of them was clearly gay.
John Daly, if you don't know, very gay.
He was like, I'm sorry.
That's the most unbelievable part of this movie.
Everyone's dead. Cool. But this man's straight. This entire time you've been playing a straight man. Because all of a sudden you get together. No, they say, like, one point they say they have sexual history. And he's like, sure. Like, no, yeah, I believe that.
Yeah. That was definitely the most unbelievable part.
Anyway, regardless of how or why they were together, they get together as a couple, the afterlife coordinators. And I thought it was going to be like they ditch their jobs and they pick an afterlife together. And the plot of their story is that they hadn't found like it or something to pull them gravitate to any kind of decision. And then when they get together, they finally pick a thing. But their plan was just to be in love and live in individual apartments.
Yeah, and still just I guess that would be your purgatory. Life on Earth, I guess. You have a job.
But you have a reason to live.
Yeah. And you just have to do that for eternity.
Yeah. I guess they already broke up once before, so we don't know how many times this has happened.
This may have happened 100 times.
But what I was before you explain the plot of like how old you are, is that at times she acts like she's a younger woman, and at times she acts like she's an older woman. Like she forgets to act like she's old sometimes. And that's like, I feel like an older woman would have made the decision to stay with the man that she has already built a life with. Like she would have said like, I appreciate that you've been waiting for me. You're as handsome as you always were. But like, what am I going to do in eternity? Not talk about my grandchildren with you? That's like my actual life. They can't have kids in eternity. They don't get the life that they didn't get. They never get that. That's gone.
Yeah. And this guy, he only lived to be like 20. He has no experience. This woman, who even though she's in her 20-year-old body, she's in her 60s. She's had a whole life.
So they have nothing in common.
What are they gonna have in common?
And there's like, they kind of imply that when they're like skiing and he's like a golden retriever being like, I met a new couple. I'm an old ass lady. Like, I don't want to go fucking skiing right now. Are you serious? But the fact that she didn't realize that earlier is, you're old. You should know that.
So I think Miles Taylor, the guy who plays the person she was married to for years, I think he does a great job. Like he seems like an old man the whole time. Yeah, he has that like walk too. You're like, and also
like he forgets that it doesn't hurt. He's just like fine actually, but I'm still gonna crouch over like that.
But it's funny that he was. Actually, I forgot what I was gonna say. Never mind.
He was acting like an old man.
Yeah.
And then he's always finding pretzels. He's literally like, they're in purgatory in her hotel room. And there's a bowl of pretzels. And you're like, man, how are these fucking pretzels always near you at all times? They're driving in the car.
From eating pretzels.
He choked on a pretzel. That's how he died. They're driving in the car. There's a bowl of pretzels. It's like, this is just too much. This is not realistic.
That may have been the funniest. To me, that was the funniest thing. That was my favorite part. That
like,
he kept
if I see another motherfucking bowl of pretzels.
He died from eating pretzels. And he's like, he died doing what he loved.
He goes to eat one. She's like, are you kidding right now? This is how you died. Well, you can't die twice.
That's true.
can have as many pretzels as you want. Pretzel World.
Yeah, you should have went to Pretzel
I'm sure
World.
that's a thing. If you're lazy enough, you can come up with Pretzel World. Oh, when the guy tells her that he can hide her in one of the eternities that are no longer in use. Some of them are racist, but you'll be saving all of them. Little lady.
Yeah.
She's like, they just walk right past that. They don't even acknowledge
They said that like some of them, there were these, I guess how they get away with it in the end is that there are some eternities that are either already full or they close down.
Discontinued.
They're discontinued because maybe they're too racist. Maybe it was like Nazi world or something.
Or they're not popular anymore or whatever the reason is. Like and also pause world. Right here. This implies that there is a heaven for Nazis. Okay, so I'm just gonna
heaven doesn't exist. Heaven and hell don't exist.
They don't exist.
There's no heaven or hell.
It's just eternity. It's just Nazi for a long time.
So if you want to be with your Nazi brothers and sisters,
you can do that.
You can go to Nazi
forever,
world,
and that's your punishment in a way.
I mean, it's not a punishment. It'd be awesome. I mean, you wouldn't have anybody to hate.
You just said
it would be terrible.
Anything forever is
anything.
It's whatever, a punishment.
Anything ever would be a punishment. But also,
who are they going to hate? You
wouldn't have anybody to hate.
Yeah,
you're just there, just like, all right, that's a good idea. Like some of these things have like, they're good thought experiments.
They're good stuff in between.
But like, I don't think you can write a whole movie unless you like really went into depth.
There would be like an eternity where racist people have no one to hate. And they realize that they actually hate themselves, and there
you go, and that's it.
That was the thing that this is like a line from the Gilmore Girls when she says like, and you saw this episode with me when she's like, maybe someday the person that I really wanted to be was myself, and that'll be like the lesson that I learned. But for now, can you just like get it together? It's like maybe I'll be a Disney princess and learn that I just really want to love myself and all the animals around me.
Yeah. So do we want to spoil the ending?
We just did. I thought we spoiled the whole thing.
What
I am fully expecting you to put a big spoiler alert at the minute I mentioned the movie.
All right. Well,
I already said everything.
What?
Oh, you were saying how they got away with it.
Okay. So the ending is I don't know. First, there were 3 endings.
She's acting like a schoolgirl and fucks up and goes with the handsome guy. And then she's like, oh, this shit's boring as hell. You're 12.
Yeah. But no, she decides to go with her friend to France, to Paris World or whatever.
Right. But we couldn't let that happen because her friend's a lesbian. The story of her friend would probably be a way more interesting movie.
Way more interesting movie because her friend was the reason she died and she came back as an older lady. The reason why is because as she got older, her husband died and she was able to live her true lesbian life for a few years
for a few months.
Because
it's actually like, he says like, oh, you're still old. The guy sees her in the afterlife and he thinks that she is the age that she was when they knew each other. And she's like, no, this is actually like me 4 years ago or whatever, like during this 3-month period when I went away with my lesbian lover, and then I came back and the grandkids and the Christmas and the church and whatever. So her age is like specifically that window of time when she got to Les when she got away. And that's also how he figures out that his wife was happier with the first husband, because her hair is longer, which is why she was the age that she was before they met.
She initially decides to go with her friend to Paris World. Then her husband, who was the older husband, the person she was married to for a long time, tells her to go with the younger guy because that's when she was truly happy. So she decides to do that, and she does it, and she realizes that she's not happy. So like we said before, if you leave the eternity, you're like kicked out. You're thrown into the void.
You're not... Yeah, you get thrown into the void, but first you're a fugitive. First of all, there's policemen here.
Everyone needs a job.
Everyone needs a job, apparently. So she would get persecuted until they can catch her and put her in the void for changing her mind. The biggest crime in life is to change your mind. Girls, stop changing your goddamn hair. We don't want to hear about what's in right now. No changing your mind ever again.
And that part where she's running away from her different, like she's going in between realities and things like that.
So the tunnels where you can see your memories are also tunnels, as in between world tunnels. Apparently, they're like somehow connected through these tunnels.
Those scenes reminded me of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, like that, where you're kind of like going through your memories and things like that.
Yeah,
a much worse version of it, not as good as that movie.
Won't give it a half a star, not even in that.
But it did kind of remind me. It felt like they were kind of like pulling from that.
Yeah.
But so she decides to leave her world with the young guy, and she's a fugitive. She's running around, and then she ends up going back to purgatory and finding her husband, her second husband, and they run away together to one of the places that was like, I guess, was it full or was it shut down? It was like,
I don't know.
Like suburbs.
We have no way of knowing.
Yeah, it was the suburbs. So it can't.
But it looks a lot like where they lived.
There was a poster behind, like when they were talking about it, there was a poster behind it. I don't remember if it said closed or full or something like that. But
that's what I mean. Like in suburb world, do you not have books? Like books is the one that bothered me the most.
There was like foreshadowing that. That's where they were going.
Because they take the time to explain discontinued eternities
and
to her.
Then there's all the posters behind them.
And also, you think you're the first one to think of this? Like, I'm sure people have tried to hide. Like, if there's people who are fugitives, they would try to hide in the least used eternities. But there's still people there.
So they run away to suburb world, and that's it. This is what I thought would be a much better ending, is she runs away. She gets thrown into the void, and he's in the void too. And they just live together in the void. They're okay with it because they love each other and they get to live together forever. Even though they're in the void, in this black darkness, they still get to spend the rest of their eternity together.
Do you want to hear my alternative ending?
All right.
I thought before she decided to go to Paris, when she's crying and talking to both of them and saying that there was never going to be a right answer. And they say, like, instead of there being one person who is sad, all three of us are sad. And she was like, there was never going to be just one, because no matter who she picks, she ends up missing the other person. So there's always at least two sad people. I thought she was going to say, because up until this point, she has said several times, I have been trying to choose what's best for everybody and doing everything for everybody, and it's time for me. I thought she was going to say, I choose me. And she was going to go to something that she was interested in, not like beach world for one husband or mountain world for the other husband or Paris for the friend. They're like, what is she interested in? And she was going to say, listen, can't have a life with you. You're too young. I already had a life with you. Thanks a lot. Now I'm going to go do my own thing.
Yeah.
And then it didn't happen, and I was like, "The fuck!" Like,
that's the pretty straightforward.
She even paused, like she was gonna say, "I choose me," because she's been saying that for like the past two scenes. She's getting hammered and being like, "Everybody wants me to do what's right for them," and it was like the feminist. I don't know, maybe it was too in the nose, but it was like so many fucking plot twists, like all the time. She's like, oh, she's in a train, now she's not in a train, now she picked a person, now she didn't pick a person, and you're like, okay, just stop with the twisting.
I mean, I feel like that's the most obvious way to go with it. It's just like, I choose me, and that's it. But I felt like, they got to do a little. Them living in the void, it gives you a little more something.
But what does the void look like?
Nothing. It's just black.
You just like, the screen is black, and she's like, Larry? and he's like,
and he's there too, because he ran away too.
Yeah.
Because he was trying to find her or something. He wanted to go to her. He knew that she was at this
I thought place. When they were in the cabin that he was going to be like their neighbor or something. Like when it looked like it was going to be their happy. Because before that, they were like hanging out and drinking like bros. So you were like, at first, her first choice was like, let's all live together. And they both were like, no. They became friends, and I was like, is this going to be polyamorous movie of the year? Because they don't have a lot of movies, and they would love one. I'm sure they would be like, finally.
Yeah, a pretty base. I was hoping that they weren't going to go. It has to be. Went away to the suburbs. I'm like, all right.
After all the climbing, and
I guess that's that it is what it is, I guess. So yeah, I did.
How many Lees do you give it?
I give it. I forgot our rating system. I forgot how many Lees are. I know that Andreas are worth more than Lees.
No, are they?
Yeah.
Well, it's like one.
But I don't remember.
1 to 5.
We're talking about, let's say, stars. I'm giving it 2 out of 5 stars.
That's 2 Lees. That's how it works.
Okay. What are you giving it?
I'm giving it
4 out of 5 stars?
based solely on this conversation.
I don't know what that means.
I want to thank the movie for giving me the opportunity to talk about this for an eternity. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Yes, I did that. And I like bad movies. So no matter. It's like my friend Tara is always giving books 5 stars, even if they're terrible. She's like, oh, they tried so hard.
It is hard to write a book.
Here's like the one from Black Mirror is like, here's all the stars.
It's hard to write a book.
It's hard to write a book.
It's hard making movies and things. It's hard to do. So, you know.
You get all the stars.
Give them all the stars.
Mr. Stingy over here. 2 stars.
Yeah, I don't know. I just thought it's a good thought experiment, but they didn't really nail it. I don't think so.
And then that same day we came home and we watched, what's it called?
Jay.
The movie with Adam Sandler in it. That's the reason why I was watching
Jay
it.
Kelly.
Jay Kelly is just the name of the guy. It should have been called something like Bros for Life or.
Yeah. Think so?
Yeah.
All right. Jay Kelly. What did you think of Jay Kelly?
You should go first this time. Even though I made you watch both of them.
I did like. This was also another movie that I also wanted to say that when you didn't tell me what movie we were going to go see. So you just screenshotted like the name of the movie too and the times.
I gave you some options.
And then I just kind of figured it out.
Yeah, you figured it out.
Yeah, I put on my.
Well, when you start smoking a cigar, I told you it was SpongeBob. I thought you were just gonna be cool with that.
We're gonna see SpongeBob in 3D.
SquarePants in 3D.
No, there was 2
4D
other movies.
Actually.
There was 3 movies that I did want to see. First one was Hamnet. And the second one is Sentimental Value, which is kind of it's a lot like Jay Ellis. Am I saying the name right? Is it Jay Ellis?
I don't know.
Jay Kelly. Why do I keep thinking it's something else? Jay Kelly, just because his name is not very memorable.
And he says it so many times.
Yeah, well, he says, yeah, they say his name a lot.
To the mirror.
So, Sentimental Value is a lot like Jay Kelly in that it is about a father that has a hard time trying to reconcile with his daughters. So it is, but from what I understand, it is a much better version than what this is.
We should go see that.
So Hamnet, Sentimental Value, and then Eternity would have been a third movie that I wanted to see.
Hamnet is kind of a period piece.
Yeah. It's Shakespearean. Well, it's literally Shakespeare. Like it is the story of William Shakespeare. Not his whole life story, but you know, it's
part of it.
Yeah. He's a character in it. So yeah, it is a period piece. And supposedly,
you know, I love period pieces.
Supposedly it's a very good movie. I was interested in seeing Eternity.
Cheers.
Because I did see like decent reactions to it. I feel like the critics didn't like it, but I think the people liked it a little more. There's that.
Give it up for the people.
Jay Kelly, Noah Baumbach movie. I'm not a huge fan of Noah Baumbach. His movies are kind of like hit or miss for me. The last one I did like, he did Marriage Story, which you watched like the first 5 minutes of and you stopped because
I blame the people who have been making fun of it on the internet. But also I tried and then immediately I was like, this is too much yelling. I just can't with the yelling. Like, yeah, I told you my stance on people fighting is like, well then get a divorce. I don't want to hear this.
And that's what they did.
And that's what
if you had watched the movie, you would know that.
It just gets too loud.
That's what they did. I don't remember like how I don't remember the movie starting out with fight. Well, maybe it did. I don't know. But I do remember like enjoying the movie. But his other movies, I'm not a huge fan of. Like I can like The Squid and the Whale is one of his early movies. I enjoy that. But most of his other stuff, it's kind of hit or miss for me. So I was kind of not super excited to see it. I wanted to see it just because I do want to see like what George Clooney and Adam Sandler are up to. Like what like you throw these two people in a movie. Okay, let's see what's up.
It was nice to see Adam Sandler play somebody that's not him. Like,
yeah.
I mean, his daughter.
He has done.
His daughter was still there, but
his daughter's.
I don't know. He was wearing normal clothes. Like that was wild.
He had a kerchief.
Was he? I mean, besides that, he was wearing like pants and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah. This fucking guy. Look at that. Is that a vest? It's hilarious. Instead of like gym shorts.
Yeah, and I forgot. So Greta Gerwig is also in the movie, and I kind of forgot they're married. Baumbach and Greta Gerwig. I forgot that she's an actress. Like I forgot. Oh, like I was like, oh yeah, she acts. But then I remember, like,
I wonder if that was their toddler.
I don't know.
He was a borrowed kid.
Well, yeah, maybe. But I forgot that like one of his earlier movies, Frances Ha, like she's the star of the movie, and I forgot, like, oh yeah, she was an actress before. I completely forgot.
We saw her in Mid-Century Women not that long ago.
Mid-Century Women. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, was that? I thought that was something older. I didn't realize, but either way,
it was kind of older. She was young in it, but
it just like when I saw her, I just think of her. Oh, she's that director for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. Just because
Barbie.
I've seen like
Barbie got a lot of press.
Overall, I thought it like there were definitely like parts that I really enjoyed. Mm-hmm. The more I think of it, the less it makes sense though. I felt like there were shots and moments, like vignettes that I thought were good, like on their own, but when you put it all together, it kind of doesn't make sense.
What do you mean?
So there are the Laura Dern character. Who is the publicist, which I don't know the difference between a publicist, manager, and an agent. Like those all seem like the same.
So, side note.
About to explain it?
No, side note. This is something that I always wonder about because like there's a lot of movies and a lot of movies are made about different walks of life or whatever. But whenever they make a movie about people who are in the movie industry, it feels like almost too many inside jokes. Like when the guy's like, I'm gonna have to drop you. I'm just gonna have a publicist and a manager and a makeup director and like he starts naming things and you're like, that's a lot of fucking people. Like to us, I mean, it's funny, but to us it's like, it's funny, but it's also information that I'm just finding out. I'm sure like actors are like, ain't it though? Just like the movie, a movie about a movie is like,
I don't know.
Like a brain doctor being like, I use my brain to figure out what's going on with your brain.
I like movies about Hollywood and movies about movies and movies about, I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's because that's all they know. So, like, I would like to see movies about walks of life that they actually like figured out how to, like, it's more real, like how they do with movies.
Well, I mean, you should watch why didn't you watch Marriage Story?
I don't believe it's good. You can't convince me.
Yeah, okay.
Fine, I'll watch it, but I'll hate the whole thing.
Okay,
and that's Marriage.
You just described Marriage.
Ugh, I will, but I'm going to be mad at you the whole time.
So anyway, back to the Laura Dern character. I really enjoyed her in the movie. Great actor.
Yeah.
There's no reason for her to be in that movie. She did not. That character didn't add anything. Like when you actually like look back and be like, okay, this was. Her scenes were really good, but when you actually like step back and look at the whole movie, like why?
Well, I do think there was one reason for her to be there.
Like there also was a relationship between her and the Adam Sandler character, but like why? That didn't add up to anything.
I think the one reason that she was there, as well as some other people, was just to show like how he surrounds himself with people, and then slowly they leave him because of how shitty he is. But they couldn't all be people that we know well. So they chose Laura Dern to be a person that we know. And then a little bit too on the nose, their relationship failed because of Kelly. and they're constantly saying this, like, he's like our kid, we're taking care of him, he's ruining our lives. I'm like, okay, we get it, he sucks, like,
yeah,
but also it's a job.
You could have gotten all that just from the Adam Sandler character, because he's going through it the whole time, and then he finally realizes.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit on the nose, that they have to say it like when he's living it, but also we did need more people to leave him. And a lot of the people leave him for rational things that have nothing to do with him. And she leaves him because she's mad at him. And that was necessary.
But even she doesn't actually leave. She leaves to go work on something else for him.
Yeah, but physically you don't see people around him, and that helps.
Yeah.
You're like, literally, he's got like 17 seats to fill and one person there for him. Like, that was the point, I think. Also, people just like Laura.
I like seeing her in movies.
I like her.
Yeah,
like a little
more stuff to do.
Laura here and there. Like Laura on a train. Like Laura on a plane.
Yeah.
Like Laura in a car, in a bike, like down the street.
I like her in a bus. I like her in a tux.
Disagree with the tux.
You haven't seen her in the tux?
Okay.
All right.
We've been doing this thing at home that people don't know about, where you just go higher and higher until the dogs complain. And we don't have dogs, so that really helps. It really tells you something.
Yeah. There's this thing that someone, Patrick H. Williams, Patrick H. Williams, a YouTuber. He has these videos where he does, one of the videos he talks about like how trains make everything better. Like if someone's on a train, like if a movie has a train in it, it's just
immediately better movie.
Yeah. And you know what? When they were on that train, like that conversation that they would have had, he could have had that on the street or whatever. But the fact on the train, it makes it feel better because there's emotion to it. He's walking through the train.
Yeah.
So
autistic people are onto something.
Yeah, it is cool. But yeah, there's just like a lot of scenes that kind of like, what? Like the guy that stole a purse. He had a manic episode, which is like, why would you have a manic episode and then steal a purse? But okay, whatever.
I mean, manic episode makes more sense than anything else because he had an expensive bike with him. He was in the middle of nowhere. He just stops the train and runs into nowhere. And you're like, you must be crazy. This doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, but like, why? That doesn't seem like I thought. Like, he seemed like he would have like freaked out or something. But like, why is that?
Like after he gets tackled, I would have expected being manic. But I think
a manic episode, like, I don't think you have a manic episode and then you act out in that way. You may get into an argument or just kind of freak out or something. But like,
no, I mean, I think it makes sense to make a choice that doesn't make sense. But
but
the whole, like, the thing that doesn't work is just that it was very obviously, the whole point of that interaction was just to show that like the press can kill you or bring you up. Like, it's not necessarily anything that you do.
There's a scene where this guy goes crazy on a train. We've watched him. He's the only like side character where we see without Jay Kelly. Like it's kind of weird. Like, and how they keep showing him.
He happens to be and I thought this was a dig at Germans. And I later realized.
Yeah, because one guy is German, the other guy is French.
The guy that goes manic is German. His friend is French. And they're both riding bikes like professionally, like in their little riding bike uniforms or whatever. Every time they cut to them, I thought they were having a deep life meaning conversation, because the point of the movie is like, this guy doesn't live a real life and these people do, and like it was like the juxtaposition of it all. I used that word correctly. Thank you. But then I think later the point was like, he was just saying silly shit because he was about to go manic. He was talking about how he doesn't believe in God, but he lives in the church. And when he said that, my thought was like, I feel exactly the opposite of that. I believe in God. I don't believe in the church. But I don't go around telling French people in trains.
So what like I'm saying is that, like, that scene is a interesting scene, but like at the same time we think about it, okay, so he has a manic episode. He pulls the stop on the train, and the train stops, and he runs out with this woman's purse. And then Jay Kelly, who is a 60-year-old man, chases this, I'd say 40-year-old man. Chases him down and gets the purse back, and then he's kind of, I'm just like, all right. I mean, like in the moment, that's an interesting scene, but like when he stepped back, I'm kind of like, That's the way they squash this other thing that's happening, which is he got into a fight. So that him getting into a fight with one of his old friends could possibly ruin his career. Like it could go on the internet. But then he does this thing that's heroic. So they're trying to that's how they squash so that this other thing doesn't actually.
And I thought anymore. The video of him being quote unquote heroic was actually going to come off as being a dipshit or something and just dig him in even further, because that would be more interesting. And because if you are a fan of somebody and you see them take a shit on the internet, the very next thing they do is be heroic. Immediately in this day and age, everybody's like, well, that was planted. That was not.
But no one saw that other thing.
Him punching his friend?
No one saw that.
How did they not see that?
No one.
I thought they did.
No.
Then how did they find out?
How did who find out?
His manager and his...
Because he tried to sue him.
Oh, privately.
He sued him.
Oh, okay. See, I never even got that.
So...
I thought it was on the internet because the valet was taking a video.
That doesn't make any sense
They
either.
showed us that for no reason.
So there's a fight in public. There is a person taking a video, yet the next day, that would have been viral immediately.
Or don't show us the ballet taking a video. Yeah. So that felt purposeful.
You could have just not shown that part or have them do it.
Be like, I would believe that something can happen and no one took a video, but they showed us the guy took.
Why he made that choice? It just seems silly. Obviously, that's going to be on the internet. If I see George Clooney get into a fight. Yeah, the next day that's going to be on the internet. So it just seems weird. But the choices that they made, I think the most interesting idea or relationship was with the idea that maybe he stole this other guy's life. His this friend that he used to have, he went into an audition with him. He got the part and the other person didn't. And that relationship, that to me is when the movie I kind of perked up. I was like, okay, what is this? This feels more interesting than him fighting with his daughters, to be honest. And they just
because that's like any dad is at work a lot, any job.
So that felt like a more interesting plot line. It just they completely settle it off screen. Nothing ever comes of it.
Yeah.
Because this
he doesn't have to face I guess the point there is he doesn't have to face anything because he's sheltered.
Yeah. But it felt like there was other interesting things that were happening and they decided to follow him being insane, following his daughter on the train, which is why he was on the train in the first place. And then him trying to go to therapy with his daughter. That was a cool scene. That the scene where he's, going to therapy with his daughter. But I don't know. I feel like the parts of it were interesting. There were scenes, but when I put it all together, it's kind of you didn't, at the end of the day, the story that you told wasn't the most interesting story that you could have told. That's how I felt about it. What about you?
Yeah. I guess I understand where they were going. Man-centered. So either way, I wasn't going to care very much what goes on with him.
What about his daughters? What if it had been more about the daughters?
Maybe they don't really flesh out the daughters' characters. Even we talked about this during the movie. They're putting on a play that both of his daughters are putting on a play, and they're far away so that we can't see how old they are because the actresses are not that age, and one of them is the same actress. And it's just time-wise, it doesn't make sense. Both of these daughters happen with different moms, and they're together playing, even though they're 15 years apart.
18 years apart.
18 years apart. They actually say that. I just guessed 15 because one of them is going to college and the other one's full-blown adult.
They actually
has
say
a kid and everything.
The daughter says, I'm 34 years old. And he says her age. She says the daughter. They worked out the math in there. I think they're actually 18 years.
The age gap with the kids of Adam Sandler's character also doesn't make sense. And they never even tell us if they were supposed to be both the kids from the same marriage or what goes on. But I figured because that was his actual daughter and they just wanted to work her into the script no matter how. But then with the other characters' kids, why are they playing together in a backyard when they're 18 years apart?
Yeah.
It's really like the whole purpose of that scene was just to show that he's a shitty dad. He's seen something beautiful, and at the same time, he's like grabbing his bag and be like, I'm gonna like go to work. Actually,
but
they never really.
There's one thing. So we kind of questioned this while we were watching it. Was that real? Or did he think is that just what was going on?
No, that was real because when he goes to visit her.
They show that on the screen?
No, they go to visit her. Oh, when they're showing. I thought you were asking me if this actually happened.
Yeah, like at the end of the movie, they're showing like different scenes, his movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
part of it is kind of like magical realism where like when he's walking through the woods talking on the phone and all of a sudden she's there, like you're like, okay, I know she's not there, they're on the phone. But like when he's watching the screen, it's kind of hard to tell if they actually were showing that.
So it's possible that he just imagined they're the same age. And
no, but when he goes to visit her to her preschool where his eldest daughter works, he says, remember like you and your sister used to be. She says, yes, we were Kelly and Kelly. And he says, no, you were Kelly and Kelly.
Yeah.
And so that's supposed to be like a reference to this actually happened.
Yeah. So they apparently were 18 years apart.
They actually were 18 years apart and playing a game.
Yeah. So yeah. I tried to make it work. Sorry, Noah. I tried to make it work.
No, it was mentioned. Yeah, there's just like a lot of things that are mentioned that are not necessary.
That's what I mean. Like the more you actually think about it, the less this movie. At least to me, the more I think about it.
I will tell you what this movie is good for.
What's it good for?
This is like
absolutely.
I don't know that song. I don't know his reference. This is like men have feelings 101. Like this is like a movie.
Can men have it all?
No, this is a movie about men, for men who are like, I have feelings too, and I don't always know what that is or how it works. But I will choke up a little bit at a man putting on makeup on another dude because they love each other very much. Like that scene was set up to feel so like heartfelt and like you were gonna cry, and I'm like, I'm just sad. This is making me sad.
This is the only person in your life.
This is the only person in your life, and you're paying him, and he's
reluctantly there.
And he's there because financially his family is relying on this, and also like maybe he believes in you as an actor, but like how you have one more movie, like this whole thing is just really sad.
Yeah.
And he was like already on his way out, and then you somehow convinced him to come back in. It's just like, I mean, like I think that's the point. Like, and then his papa, the guy who is not his dad, but is like he discovered him. It's the same thing. He dies doing his work, and he's never really like great at it. And his kids just talk about how he was never there, and that's how men feel a lot of the times. Like a lot of working parents who are just like, my work is my only worth. That's it. That's who that was for.
Also, I didn't like Puppy. Adam Sandler kept saying Puppy. He called everyone Puppy.
Before I saw the movie, actors with Adam Sandler and Ariana Grande, and they talk about this movie, and I was like, what are they talking about? And that's kind of why I wanted to see it too, because they talked about Puppy, and he said that it was in the script. Like she asked him, is that improvised? How could that be improvised? It happens like 15 million times.
Well, maybe he said it once.
But it was like in the script, and he was like, I wasn't sure if I was going to make that work or make it sound cheesy, because honestly,
I didn't like it.
Puppy was like...
Puppy felt forced.
Yeah. You know like how people in the East Coast say Bubba?
But that...
To everybody? That's kind of what they were going for, but it wasn't...
I heard Bubby, which is Jewish.
No.
Grandmother.
No, Bubba is like...
I've never heard everybody call it Bubba. Bub?
It's probably also derived of something Jewish, but it's like a cutesy name that people call kids. Like any kid can be a...
Buddy.
No.
Bubba. No.
You'll find out when you make some friends. Someday when you have friends.
So mean. So mean to me.
A bitch.
All I do is love
hey, since we're doing this, you know what? I need to tell you something very important.
Please do.
Lee H. Tillman.
Yeah.
That I feel like people need to know this about you.
The H stands for heartfelt?
That's not it. Does it? Remember the other day when I called you Herbert? That is not your name.
Sincerely called me Herbert. Like, yeah, that's not.
I'm all like,
the H stands for.
Breakfast Herbert. Like, that is not my name.
That is not what the H stands for.
You're always making shit up. You're always like, it stands for I love you very much or whatever. Like, you put all kinds of stuff in there. It stands for I like Christmas or whatever. Right. What's your middle name?
What were you going to say? You said you had something very important to tell me.
You love these lights way too much when you turn this shit off.
What?
You always turning these lights on. They're so bright.
Do you want me to turn the lights off?
All of autistic TikTok agrees with me that the big lights are bad.
Why?
Because it hurts your head.
But if it doesn't hurt my head, then why is it bad?
Because it hurts my head.
Oh.
My head.
So
your head.
You stopped us talking about Jay Kelly so that we could talk about how I like a well-lit room?
Yes. Like a sociopath.
All right. Okay.
We aged him, and the H stands for sociopath with an H at the beginning, you know.
All right. Is there anything else about Jay Kelly?
The traditional spelling.
You want to talk about?
I'm still talking about your name. No, I think that's it. We figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite scene, I really like the woods scene where he was like walking, like it looked beautiful.
The
like
phone.
him in the white suit, the trees. It was a great scene. George Clooney is a terrible runner. He's not a very good runner.
Who?
George Clooney is not a good runner. Oh, he's not a good movie runner.
How embarrassing! The way that the other guy who was also getting an award or whatever it was watches him walk into the woods and is just like, "Okay, see you there." I was like, "What?"
Yeah, you just see George Clooney.
He's not even like, "You need a ride, man." Nothing. He's just like, "All right."
Well, I mean,
you got an extra ticket?
He asked him when he first got out if he was okay.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was the extent of it.
Well, because they scared the hell out of him first.
Yeah. So how many stars? Are we giving stars out? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah.
How many stars do you give Jay Kelly?
3. And they're all on Adam Sandler's back.
Yeah. I guess I'd have to give it 3.
Yeah, wow. This is the first.
I kind of wanna give it 4 because, like I said, like there are good scenes in it, and there are like parts that, like I said, like the parts are good, but like the whole when it puts together, it just feels like it's all over the place. But I mean, it was well directed, well acted. Like I can't. It just wasn't put together very well.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it was just a man movie, and I'm not a man, so it's not for me.
It also reminded me, I just watched the Martin Scorsese documentary where he has 3 kids and they interview his 3 daughters, and you can tell like he definitely, like his first daughter, he was not around at all.
That they're not happy with him, or what?
No, I mean, like on camera they seem to be fine. But like the first daughter, like she seems to not give it a thought at all. Like she doesn't really like. She's like, yeah, he's my dad. That's kind of her whole. But I never saw him, so he doesn't feel like my dad because he seems to like the way she talks. She seems to have like gone to some therapy to like be okay with the fact that he wasn't there.
She's using therapy talk.
And then his youngest daughter, which she looks like she's definitely still in her 20s, maybe not even 20, but she's basically like, it's basically her grandfather. Like that's kind of like the age that, like, if you saw them together, you would think that was his granddaughter or something. And they're great. Like they talk together all the time. And he's like, so like she got the childhood that these other 2 grown women never really got. It's kind of like,
yeah.
And that, like watching it kind of reminded me of that, you know, it kind of like, I bet you that's how Martin Scorsese's daughters feel about him.
Yeah.
Maybe not like a deep-seated hate, but also like one thing that I did like about it, even though they kind of like hammered it home, was like the older daughter, her feeling was like, I'm going to be fine and you're going to be fine. You are fine. You're just not going to be fine together. And that's kind of something that he's just going to have to live with. I like that it's not tied up in a, like, there's no reconciliation. There's no like, fine. Yeah, this is what it is. And you're just going to have to live with what happened. That part of it I do appreciate. But, you know, like I said, it didn't come together.
Yeah. Well, like, what was that? Oh, God, I'm so bad at titles. The movie we saw the other day with the guy whose pants never fit, right? And we were saying that, like,
guys whose pants never fit right.
I kept saying that every shot we were seeing too much of his pants not fitting right. It was about
Denzel Washington.
Yeah, the one with
high Higher
Highs and lows.
Yeah.
That we were saying, like, in that movie, it was written about the guy who directs it. You feel like he really wants his character to do well in the end. Like you can tell that he's given himself so many passes. At least in this Kelly guy movie, he doesn't do that for himself.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah, he doesn't give himself an out at the end of it. Like he's an asshole. He is the guy that you think he is. Like he is. I think like his daughter told the other guy that, you know, he was like an empty vessel or something like that. And that's, you know, he's had to play the character of Jay Kelly for so long. He doesn't really know how to be anything else. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Should we talk about comedy? Are you coming to my contest this Saturday? You gonna come see me win third place?
Win third place.
Win third place.
Yeah, you got this really long email about all the rules and regulations.
It's actually, this is like how I explain. I don't even know where I'm going with this. Like when somebody is new at their job, so they tell you how they're doing it. Like if you call somebody, if you like call your credit card company or something, and you can tell the other person on the phone is new at their job if they're like, okay, so I'm going to tag this claim and then I'm going to email it to this address. And you're like, I don't need to know none of that. You can just do it and then tell me it's been done, right? Like, and then I'm going to call the other person. I'm going to place you on hold. And you're like, too much. This is still too much. You're telling me so many things that I don't care about. This is what the email was about. This is like, he told me what kind of camera they're using for shooting. And I was like, that's not really got nothing. It's got nothing to do with me. I mean, I appreciate the attention to detail, but it was a lot. And I read it because I was like, maybe there's something cool in here. I don't know. So, but there's a contest going on. Where is it? I should know this. It's in McMinnville. I'm the one going there.
McMinnville, Oregon.
It's basically just a show, but then at the end they're like, you win, which, you know, usually I feel like I do.
Do they?
I feel like a winner.
Do they say how the voting works?
No.
So the one thing is a contest, and they did not mention how you win.
But I know what camera they're using.
But you know what camera.
Oh my God. I have to go back and read that again just to make sure. But it's 4 pages. I don't want to read it again. I think it's like by round of applause. I don't know. I don't know, actually. I think it's a theater. They're like, and then they're recording it for like potentially a, what's it called?
A documentary?
A documentary. Yeah. I'm going to send it to you so you can read it because it's long.
Well, don't send it to me.
Read it.
Come
on.
He asked me if I wanted to do a guest spot. He asked me if I was going to be coming with you. And then he asked me if I wanted to do a guest spot. I'm like, yeah, I guess. I mean, usually it's only like you wait for the person to show up and then you give them a guest spot. You don't request them to do it.
Because there's like a lineup, and then somewhere in the middle is a TBD 5 to 10 minutes. So I feel like that might be you. That's you. That's right there, right after Annie, whoever that is.
5 to 10 minutes. That's too long of a guest spot.
That's too long of a guest
10
spot.
minutes
like, I don't want to overstay my welcome, man.
10 minutes is not a guest spot.
That's long. Also, 5 to 10 minutes is quite a gap. Yeah. Anyway, you're coming.
So, okay.
You're coming with me.
I'm coming, and maybe I'll win something too. I get a.
We also have to give a shout out to a local comic who recently we found out is heterosexual phobic.
To Arlo. Arlo. So I was at a show.
Wait, back up. You and I are in a relationship romantically. We're engaged. We're a couple. We're living together, raising a kid, the whole thing. Go on.
We were at an open mic and I was recording your set.
Oh.
And after your set, after I put down my phone from recording, Arlo walks up to me and says, I really love you guys' friendship.
And then you told me that, and I was like, is Arlo heterophobic? I love how you guys are living together and you're always like hugging each other.
Yeah,
How cute.
our friendship. That's okay. All right.
Well, we're gonna do that. We're gonna start telling people we're just friends.
We're really good friends. I don't know what you're talking
We're
about.
just friends.
It's the friendship podcast.
The friendship podcast. All movies are just about friendship in the end.
I mean, that is true. Every movie is about friendship. I mean, J. Kelly.
Except for Wicked.
What do you mean?
We don't have time to talk about this.
They're not friends at the end of Wicked?
Wicked is not about friendship. They keep advertising it as a movie about friendship. I have seen Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo, names that I know because they're on the media all the time, talking about how these two characters are such good friends. And I'm like, no, they're not. This is a movie about propaganda and about the establishment and about corruption and like a lot of other things, but it's not about friendship because you would not stab your friend in the back like that.
Yeah, because at the end of the play, I haven't seen the movie, but I know the end, like she bleeds and goes off, and she kind of like lets her go.
At the end of the first movie, Elphaba, the Wicked Witch, runs away and lives in the woods. And then
Glinda doesn't defend her at all.
Glinda doesn't say anything. And then she starts dressing up prettier and prettier, trying to pretend like she has magic, which she doesn't. That was the thing that you sent me a video about, guys saying that this movie is about a white woman being mediocre and then a black woman having to be quiet about it or something like that. She actually has black magic, but she doesn't get to use it. She has to pretend like, and although in this movie she's not a black woman, she's a green woman, but still we know. And then in the second movie, which I believe is also the ending of the play, even though I never saw it, she fakes her death, and the way she does that is that she has a bucket of water ready so that Dorothy can throw water on her, and then she pretends to die because the rumors that water kills her because her soul is so impure are so rampant, people actually believe it. And then that's it. She just pretends to die and goes to live off in the desert or whatever. And Glinda's crying like she's going to miss her so much. Like there's nothing that could possibly be done. And you're like, bitch!
Say something. Be an ally.
Yeah, get out of the fucking closet. What's happening right now? I was very offended. But then not just the fact that, okay, that's what the movie's about. But then they're going around being like, it's about friendship. No, it isn't. You're in the movie. You should know that. No, it's not. Anyway.
Our daughter would disagree.
Our daughter would disagree, which is why I have to keep telling her.
Vehemently, she would.
Yeah. Well, things can be green and pink. It doesn't mean that was a friendship. Those are two different things.
All right. Anything else? Anything else you want to expose? You want to tell?
We're going to have to do it in the next episode.
Santa Claus doesn't exist?
I would never say that because he is. Oh, okay. What do you mean?
What's next?
This is so embarrassing. Oh shit. Next episode, we're going to be doing a play-by-play of Wicked and Wicked for Good. And Wicked for Good should have been called Wicked Once and For All. We're not doing this again. Which means that now you have to watch it.
Okay.
Again.
Is it streaming?
I don't think it's streaming yet. You have to go to theaters.
Oh, well. All right. Well, thank you for listening to Anxiety Twins. My name is Lee H. Stillman.
They're going to put her little radio voice on.
My name is Lee H.
And I hope you have a pleasant evening.
Hope you have a pleasant evening.
You should play us off with some jazz and be like, that was playing the doobity-doop. All right. I'm Andrea Chaco. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening to Anxiety Twins. See you next time.